This episode on Love is Blind.
You know how you tell me this is the best sex of your life? Have you noticed that I don't return the compliment?
We're back with another Let's Watch for episode 7 of Love is Blind. We left last week with Mark reeling as Jessica's finally crossed the line by emotionally cheating on Mark with all her fawning over Barnett.
I think Barnett is f***ing sexy and hot.
And Mark? Well, Mark's had enough.
It really has shown me that this society today is very superficial.
You know, we're living in a society. We're supposed to act in a civilized way.
So when Jessica wakes up, it's time for a talk. A line was crossed, and Mark needs an explanation. So, what's up, Jessica? What do you have to say for yourself? And Jessica's like,
That's, something I gotta do better at, is just knowing when to cut myself off.
And Mark's response to that is, oh, cool, well, whatever.
I'm still here because I see how she looks at me.
Really, Mark? Are you blind, bro? Or is Jessica pulling some next-level mind games and swapping you out with this image? But it's not just Mark and Jessica who are having some trouble now that they're living together and no longer in the pods or on vacation. Things are still frosty with Damien and Giannina after the two had a blowout when Damien... I honestly don't know. He had an awkward conversation with Lauren and Cameron, or something. But Damien doesn't like that Giannina resorts to yelling when they argue, and both recognize that they're not the best communicators. So, in order to fix that problem, they decide to have an argument in completely different rooms. And after Giannina insinuates that Damien is just meh in bed, it only gets more heated from there.
I've never initiated with you. You've always initiated it with me.
That's the problem. Thank you so much.
What follows is a long, drawn-out fight where Damien expresses that he doesn't initiate or show passion because of how hot and cold Giannina can get. One minute she's having an angry fight with him in front of the other couples, the next she's seducing him. One minute she says she's in love, the next she says she's not feeling it. And for Giannina, her point is that it's because he doesn't express passion that she gets to those places. So we really have this weird space of what came first, the chicken or the egg? Is it Damien not being passionate because Giannina has been flip-flopping her emotions, or is it the other way around?
Do I give you butterflies, Damien?
Not right now.
I lost my butterflies.
They then make one joke and are completely back to normal 2 minutes later. So yeah, flip-flopping emotions, that's where these two seem to live. Meanwhile, we're getting into the real point of this episode. It's time for our engaged couples to meet the families. Starting with Barnett meeting Amber's family. And riding up to Amber's childhood home is actually putting things into perspective for Barnett. Amber lived in a rougher neighborhood, the home was much more modest than he was expecting, and he's starting to realize that all the things he was worried Amber might be thinking, is his home big enough, is he doing well enough in life, is not what's most important to her. And Barnett kind of has a humbling moment here.
Honestly, it made me think, she doesn't care, and there's no reason I should have cared in the first place. And I don't know why I was ever worried.
Amber's mom then gets the lowdown that, surprise, she's engaged. And Mama Amber starts to tear up before asking her new son-in-law some questions.
You're reliable.
Financially stable, mentally, maybe not so much sometimes.
Well, you're in the right family for that.
And this experience is really a new side for Barnett. He's hearing about Amber's past, the loss of her father at a very young age, and the not-so-easy time they had growing up. And Mama Amber is all for this, as she actually loves that they made their decision to get married not on physical appearance, but on emotional connection and conversation. Next to check in on is... Giannina and Damien.
We were supposed to go see Damien's parents, and they canceled.
This is gonna be bad.
So Giannina is rightfully upset. Why don't they want to meet her? Is it the process? Is it something Damien said about her?
They probably think I'm some whore off of a reality TV show. This is gonna be really hard.
And it wouldn't be these two without some bickering and then a quick makeup. But Damien is wondering what the heck is going to go down. Will his parents meet Giannina for the first time at the wedding? Will they even come to the wedding at all? Next on the list is Kenny visiting Kelly's family. And not only that, they're doing it all in one fell swoop, as Kenny's mom and dad are coming over too. And boy, is this fine. Nice and fine. Just like everything with Kenny and Kelly. Fine and good. All the parents are, of course, supportive. And, can I just move on?
Are they going to have wine at this reception?
Could you imagine going to the wedding of these two and not having wine? Oh, God.
I'm gonna kill myself! Wow. I'm going to kill myself, and it's your fault!
Alright, enough of these stable, boring couples. Let's head back to the drama with Jessica and Mark. And it's time for Jessica to finally meet Mark's mom.
I'm the skinnier one, so.
Really, bitch?
But after Jessica explains how they met and how they got to this point, Mom's reaction is surprisingly good.
When he told me I met this girl, she's a little bit older than me, I thought, oh, that's great.
And Mark's mom says her feeling is, when you know, you know. And the age thing doesn't bother her because she got married when she was 18. So this meeting ends up going incredibly well, and things are at a rare high point for Mark and Jessica. Which means we gotta move on to a couple that's been struggling. Damien is meeting Giannina's dad, mom, and stepdad. So what kind of Damien and Giannina are we going to get this time? Explosive, loving, sexually frustrated? Let's spin the wheel and find out.
Because of every single thing that we've been through, I know that Damien is someone that will stick by my side through everything.
Whew, we landed on affectionate and sappy. 'Cause really, we never know what kind of mood these two are going to be in anytime they're on screen. Even they are aware of it.
I'm 100% crazy or 100% sweet, and a lot of people can't handle that.
But hey, if you can find someone that loves you regardless if you're at your best or worst, that's someone to stick to. And the parents all seem to be into Damien. They just think these two need a little bit more time.
Damien is a good guy. I think she needs more time, but she will be married with him. Absolutely.
Now finally, we're moving on to Lauren and Cameron, who have been completely absent this entire episode until now. Lauren's mom has arrived, and she'll be meeting Cameron separately from Lauren's dad, as the two are divorced. And this is big because Cameron is the first man that Lauren has brought home to meet the folks. And Cameron, that sly dog that he is, starts saying all the right things to take this parent-future son-in-law meeting to the next level.
She's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you. She's like, oh, she looks like me.
And there's nothing that could be said to make this meeting not be perfect.
Back in college, I used to do I was in a hip-hop group.
Oh no, don't do it, Cam. Don't do it.
You're my main chick, those other girls are previews. Hop in the back, rolling up, then we're free to cruise.
It's okay, because he's not terrible and he's really sweet, so he gets a pass. But there's a reason why Lauren's mom got the first meeting. Because there needs to be some easing in for Cameron before he meets Lauren's dad. As both women express that dad's very protective of his daughter.
He won't kill you. He will kill you.
And all season long, these two have talked about how their families would react with, 1, how suddenly this engagement has come together, and 2, the realities of them being in an interracial relationship and everything that comes with that. Which Lauren has stated is something her dad will grill Cameron on. But for now, we're moving back to Amber and Barnett, as Amber is headed over to meet Barnett's family. And she's really nervous. Which doesn't always translate to the smoothest of conversations. As when the family ask how she's handled the craziness and stress of the show, she answers with this.
Beer?
Salute.
Yep.
I know sometimes the nerves can get the best of you, but maybe there are a few things that can be left out the first time you meet the in-laws.
So what's the worst thing that you've learned of Matt?
Besides the fact that he's totally okay with farting on me?
I never.
Boy, you know things are really going well when this is the entire family's reaction upon meeting you. Not to mention Amber does an incredible job of selling herself.
I'm a huge weirdo, and I am all over the place.
So Barnett's brother Danny pulls him aside to talk marriage, and that he's skeptical of this whole thing. and he wants to hit Barnett with some truth, regardless of the family's feelings on Amber. Marriage is hard. It's hard even for people who wait years to get married, because in marriage, you have to put someone else ahead of yourself.
Are you willing to give up everything for this person? Everything.
So we leave Barnett on that question and head to the big moment, Cameron meeting Lauren's dad. And Cameron is understandably nervous. He wants to make a good impression, and he knows that if things don't go well here, it could be a huge potential roadblock for their relationship. So, it's the moment of truth, time for Cameron to meet Bill.
I got a million questions.
But this is a standoff for next week, as here is where the episode ends. And that's it for this Let's Watch and recap of episode 7 of Love is Blind. Will Cameron get grilled by Lauren's dad? Will Barnett be swayed by his brother's comments on marriage? Will Kenny and Kelly ever get interesting? All this and more next week, so be sure to like and subscribe, and until next video, Bachelor Fantake, out.
You know how you tell me this is the best sex of your life? Have you noticed that I don't return the compliment?